Welcome to our F3 podcast, where we discuss all things pertaining to faith, family, and finances. And remember this, no subject is off limits. Well, we are your hosts today. I am Dr. Lionel M. Blair Sr., and I'm sitting next to the queen herself. I'm sitting next to my lovely, gorgeous, perfect wife. She almost like Jesus, y'all. Perfect in all her ways. Bless God. Dr. Jasmine Blair. Well, as always, as I believe, we got a good one for you today. All right. We got a good one for you today. All right.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the F3 podcast. If this is your first time, we definitely appreciate you. We look
Yes.
forward to you coming back more. Be sure you go back and catch up on the rest of season one. We're about halfway through here, and I'm telling you, you guys, it's really heating up. We've got a lot more great content on the way. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and share. Get the word out and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time
Yes.
we premiere a new episode. For all our audio listeners, make sure you subscribe to our show. The new episodes will automatically download to your device every time we release a new one. And as always, make sure you check our links in our show notes for the descriptions and links for our other products and services. So this is a great topic. This is a really great topic.
Yes.
Because this is, we've talked a little bit about mammon here on the show, and I think we're going to have to make that its whole own episode.
Yes.
But a lot of people have this mindset. There's one of those things it's so simple, shocking, is almost confusing. It's like, who would think like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have a lot of people that think this. And see, this is why there's a need for a community in the church. Let me just start there.
Right.
We've been talking about community. We've been talking about membership and discipleship and fellowship. These have been topics in, some of our other dealings and some of our other messages as of late. But see, this stuff like this type of thinking right here, this is why it's needed, because people get off into themselves and they start creating stuff in their own mind, and then they create these paradigms, and then people hold on to these things as true. So then when somebody challenges it, you see Godzilla rise up. Mind your business. Everything is, anytime I find, okay, here's the litmus test. Most people in church, most Christians, most believers, when words start coming out, I'm grown, my business, can't tell me what to do, you're offended, and there is something there. There's a wall of Jericho right there that needs to just come on down. Right there. And this is one of those topics. A lot of people think, okay, well, I'm coming to church, I'm serving God, I'm paying my tithes, I'm giving my offerings. What I do with my money is my business. And in a blanket sense, technically, that's true. But today we're going to talk about what's wrong with that line of thinking and the slippery slope that comes along with that, and why accountability is needed.
Yes.
If for most of the message, I want you to take this away. Just because you pay your tithes does not automatically make you a good financial steward in the rest of your life.
Come on.
If you don't remember anything else from today, I need you to remember that. And as long as you hold on to that, you're going to be all right. But I want to dig into this topic, and I want you to kind of touch on this.
Yes.
Why? Somebody thinking, well, I pay my tithes. What's the problem? What I do with my money is my business. And why? I want you to elaborate on why.
There are plenty of people who give their tithes, but they broke. Okay. How many broke folks who still tithe?
Come on.
Huh? How many broke people do you know that still tithe? And then while we say, well, giving or tithing doesn't work, because I give, I pay my tithes, but I'm still broke. My bills still due. Well, could it be that you're not properly stewarding your finances?
That part.
Because when it comes to your money, you still have a personal responsibility. See, you give to the church out of honor to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible says, honor the Lord with honor the Lord with your substance. That word substance is dealing with money, finances.
Mm-hmm.
So we give to God out of honor to God, and of course, the principles of sowing and reaping do work. But I find that we're not in a position to reap.
Mm.
Okay, um, a lot of times we sow money and we think we're gonna get money back, right?
That's the first part.
But a lot of times when you sow money, when you sow your finances, a lot of times your harvest may come in a connection
Okay. That's good.
or an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Or you know, an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we miss our harvest because we expecting our harvest to come one way all the time.
That's good. That's really good.
And so I think that we've taught people how to sow, but we have not taught them how to reap.
Woo! Woo!
Come on. We have taught people to sow, but we have not taught people to reap. The principles work. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that see this is where wisdom come in. You can't just do stuff uh just to do it.
Right.
You gotta understand the science behind it.
Right.
You know, there should be a book called The Science of Giving or something out
Mm-hmm.
there because I mean people need to know how to receive.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to receive, and we miss our harvest. You know, we miss our harvest being religious.
Come on.
Okay, because the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. Okay, God may send somebody wicked and sinful to come bless you.
that just messed somebody's mind up right there.
I just can't be around them. They cuss too much. Well. You watch movies that cuss. Okay. Well, people at your job cuss. So
and you still go to work, and you for those of you that say I don't watch no movies with no cussing, people at your job cuss.
Mm-hmm. Some of y'all cuss. so or they homosexual. Or listen, that homosexual got some money that might bless you. The wealth of the wicked is later for the just. It don't mean that you got to be that. You never know who God has assigned to bless you.
That's right.
Being all religious and stuff. Well, I just can't work with sinners. I just can't work for that company. You know, they sell beer bottles, but they try to put you on the board.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying with your religious self? So we miss our harvest. So reason why paying tithes don't automatically make you a wise financial steward is because you miss wise financial opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Or some of you are too busy trying to keep up with the Joneses instead of budgeting for where you are.
Come on,
budgeting for where you are and rebuilding from there. Okay, why would you buy Why would you buy a $500,000 house you can't maintain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why buy a Mercedes Benz when you can't maintain it? Okay, because maintenance is going to cost you. Okay, them batteries are in the thousands. Oil change probably about 300.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So why buy a vehicle you can't maintain? Listen. You seen the new Kias? Okay, all kinds of luxury features in that. Okay, so you better buy you one of them brand new Kias or something, or them Hondas or them Toyotas. The new ones, they all teched out and stuff. Okay, almost make you feel like you riding in a Benz. The point is that stewardship. You sometimes you got to start. Well, all the time, you got to start low. You got to start low and stop trying to look rich before you are rich.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm all for wearing nice stuff and all that other stuff. I believe in that. I believe in dressing where you're going and stuff like that. But do you have to buy Louis Vuitton? Okay. Can you buy polo? Polo's pretty nice. Okay, reasonably priced, quality. Okay, and I'm not talking about the polo you get at Walmart.
Mm.
But the point is, okay, you got to learn to properly steward your finances, and that deals with not only just sowing, but it deals with reaping. It deals with your investments. It deals with financial planning for the future. It deals with all of that.
Right.
So, so while you giving your tithes, bless God. While you giving your tithes and you ain't getting nothing in return, that's on you. That ain't on God.
And I like what you said about the stewardship piece. I want to go back there
Yes.
because it's important for those of you that are watching and listening to understand. It is very possible to give your tithes and not be a good steward otherwise financially. People think, well, how can I not be a good steward? See, that's part of that religious lie. I'm gonna get into that later. But what I'm giving my tithes, how am I not being a good steward? Okay, so ask yourself this: what do you do with the rest of what you have? That is
Right.
what determines if you're a good steward. That's like saying, okay, I pay my rent or I pay my mortgage. How am I not a good steward?
Come on.
I pay my light bill. How am I not a good steward? Just because some people, truthfully, you get into this mindset of giving or paying your tithes like another bill. So let's go there. It starts with the mind. Is your mindset truly on expecting a harvest, being open to how God is bringing that harvest, or do you look at your giving as another bill to pay? All right, let me see. All right, I gotta take my tithes out. If that's your mindset, then first of all, you're already blocking some of your blessing. Number one. But back to the stewardship part. Giving does not make you automatically a good steward. It is the foundation of being a good steward. It is part of the recipe of being a good financial steward, yes, but it does not automatically make you a good financial steward. Signs to tell whether or not you're a good financial steward or you need some more training. Do you always end up having to pay late fees because you're paying stuff late all the time? Are you forgetting stuff? Do you just go and pay your bills and buy stuff and never check your statement to see what you spent, where it's going? You might not have all of the calculations. You might not be as pinpointed as some people, but do you at least know where it's going? Right. Do you get to a point of, dang, I don't even know where that $300 went? Those are signs of you being a good financial steward. And what I need you to understand is somebody listen like, what? Because this might not even be you. It's very possible for you to just pay your tithes or give your offerings or however you choose to give and be completely non-cognizant of what you're doing with the rest of it.
Right.
You just swiping, you just going, you just clicking submit payment, and there's no system, there's no plan, there's no budget, there's no way of really looking at things. And for some of you that are listening, it's possible. Yes, I get it. Going through these seasons of transition. Maybe you've gone through job changes. Maybe you've been sick, especially with the pandemic affecting a lot of people. Maybe you're just kind of getting back on track. But see, what a lot of people think is, okay, as soon as I get this job, as soon as I get this business deal, as soon as I have more money, I automatically need to just start spending it. Some of you, watch this. You might be paying your tithes and your offering, and all your bills might be paid on time. That still doesn't make you a good financial steward. Why? Because it's possible to have what's called frivolous spending. What does that mean in English? It means you're buying stuff just because you can.
Come on.
You're paying for stuff just because you can. You going places just because you can. You get new this, new that just because you can. Nothing wrong with treating yourself. Nothing wrong with blessing yourself. Nothing wrong with upgrading yourself. But if you bought your couch 5 years ago and you don't have no kids, you don't need a new couch yet.
Some people maintain, but they don't increase.
That part, because they're always they're always spending. That's exactly why. They're always spending. Soon as I get more, I increase the cost of my maintenance, and I'm not actually setting anything aside.
Right.
Don't you know that most wealthy people, they don't buy furniture all the time? They had the same furniture for like 10 years, and then they pay somebody to come in and redo the stuff, and they had the same couch for like 15, 20 years. If you single, you don't have no kids, you done had a couch 5 years, it's not time for you to get a new couch. If it's time for you to get a new couch, that means you done opened your home up and let too many people sleep on that couch. And you need to start telling some people no. Your couch should not be ruined in 5 years if you live by yourself.
Come on.
Just because you got the money, I don't care if you got $50,000 in the bank. Why are you buying a new couch just because?
Come on.
Why? Invest that money. Just a suggestion, invest the money. Then when you earn the investment, then you can buy a new couch with some of that. And then you still have some in the investment.
Right.
People buy stuff just because. But see, the mindset is, okay, well, I gave my tithe. I gave God his part. The rest of, see, that's why some of y'all need to stop saying this from the pulpit, because you need to realize psychologically what it does to people's minds. Well, you give God his part and the rest of it is yours. And for some people, that's their license to just go do whatever they want to do and not really think about it. The other night, you got all the rest of this to do what you want. No, you have all the rest of this to be a good financial steward over. That's what you need to start saying to people. You have all the rest of this to be a good financial steward over. Because telling people do what they want, that's what they're doing. And that's why, like you said, they're making more, they're getting more, they're maintaining, but they're not really increasing. They're not really building any type of wealth because you're just adding more to your maintenance. Stop that. Just because you have it doesn't mean you always need to spend it. Okay, yeah, that's great. That's a blessing that you have the $5,000 to redo your whole living room, the $10,000 to redo your whole living room. But is that a need right now? If you haven't had that living room set for 10 years, you probably need to put that money up.
People are so poverty minded. And this is why when you give money to a poverty minded individual, they always start grabbing for more. It's nothing wrong with liking nice stuff, okay?
Exactly.
But I look at some of these people like, they become rappers. And then they live in a $25 million home. What you gonna do with a $25 million home? There are homes that are $2 and $3 million, okay, that are just as nice.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
More than enough.
What you need 15 bedrooms for? And it's just you, your spouse, and the few of the children you do got.
And some of them got 8, 9, 10, 15 kids, and don't none of them live in that big house.
Come on.
So what is the point?
You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I don't care if I have $1 billion, okay? I would have to really examine why I will need a $25 million home.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just us and our children. I would have to really examine myself before God for that one. All right.
We can't even take up all that space.
Right. You can't even take up what's the point? I mean, I like space. Give me a home about $2-3 million. I'm good. You see what I'm saying? Just some land I can walk on. I can shoot my gun. Okay, you see what I'm saying? I like land and space and stuff like that. So I'm good with that. $1 billion and all. You understand what I'm saying? I see why people like Warren Buffett he live in a big house, but it's a house. You understand what I'm saying? I see why.
Listen, the taxes, maintenance, and upkeep on that $25 million home alone is the cost of a $2-3 million house.
And a lot of these rappers, some of them starting to get smart now, but a lot of them, tax evasion, all kinds of stuff, because you don't understand the financial game. So it's dangerous. See, poverty-minded people say, well, I give God my 10 and I do the rest with my 90, and then you take your 90 and you squander it.
You ever thought about getting some help with your 90?
Oh boy.
Just for once, did you ever think about, you know what? I've been doing this for a while. I've been handling this 90 and I'm here. Maybe I should get some help with this other 90 or however much. Some people, whatever it is that you're keeping, whatever it is that you obeying God for, what you're giving and all that. Because see, the first thing we do is like to attack the giving. Well, it must not be what it's possible that the portion that you have that you're responsible for, because I get it. Some people are givers. So it's still very controversial, but some people are anointed to give. Some people are kingdom financiers. Some people are anointed to be a blessing and give more than they 10. Some people give 20 or 30 or 40. But if you really, really look at it, some of the people that give the most are some of the most blessed people. So whatever portion it is that God has instructed you to maintain for yourself and be responsible for, maybe you need some help with it. Right. Some people have giving hearts, but they just not responsible with the other half. the other half, the other 40, the other
Right.
60, the other 70, the other 80, whatever. Some people are just not responsible with their part. And then, well, I'm just going to keep trusting God. Okay, trusting God is part of it. Understand, getting some help or some advice or reading a book does not mean that you don't trust God.
Right.
And that means that you are reaping from the wisdom that the word says, if any man lacks wisdom, ask for it and he'll give it.
A lot of times your harvest is probably connection to someone who can tell you what to do with your money that'll bring you great profit. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, nowadays you're gonna have a large amount of residual income, but it's a lot of time that takes an investment. All right, it takes a certain investment, and some of y'all have the money to invest. You just don't know where or how to invest, and you don't have the patience to see a thing through. You understand what I'm saying? Or the discipline, man. Listen, there's so much money floating out around here. Yeah, America probably broke, but that don't mean you got to be. Okay. We're not going to talk about the economy of America. Okay, thanks. Never mind. But I'm not going to get political. But what I am going to say is that you know if you are connected to a voice who knows about finances, you need to pick the brain of that individual. Come on. Sometimes you may have to pay for consultation, but if you get it free, if you blessed to get it free, okay, get it free.
Yeah.
Financial services is the number one money making industry in the nation. If you look up, the highest paying occupations, financial services. So if you get connected to someone that's in financial services that really know what they're talking about,
that part.
Okay. They really know what they're talking about. Then guess what? You should be wise. Poor people refuse to become students of other people. So while you trying to make it yourself and do it yourself, okay, you're probably connected to someone. I'm talking to a lot of y'all. You're probably connected to someone who has the knowledge.
It's good.
Your harvest could be in someone who has the knowledge, whether they curse, whether they gay, okay, rather they may be of a whole nother faith, but they respect you enough to talk to you and take time with you. They may get on your nerves, but guess what? They have the knowledge. Okay. And your little prideful self, you won't humble your little self. I just don't like how they talk. I don't like how they dress. I don't like how he just twitches and flamboyant and twitches and switches and I just don't like how they curse. You're gonna be an idiot. You're gonna be an idiot. Okay. A lot of you miss your harvest, and that's why your 90 seems like it's cursed. Because that's what they say in church now. They say if you give God the 10, he'll bless the 90.
Now you're a steward over the other half. I said, the other 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, whatever it is that God told you, you are a steward over the rest of it. And I think, like I said, my problem with this mindset, I have two problems with it. First, number one, it absolves people. Well, they think it absolves them of personal responsibility. They think, okay, I don't have to do anything. God will just bless the rest, and I am not responsible. Right. This is what they tell themselves. This is why they don't get involved. This is why they just go and do and don't really think. Number two, the pride of I give my tithes is the license some people use to be financially irresponsible.
Right.
You don't really, your question to yourself, okay, can I afford this? Should I buy this? Well, I give my tithes, so I should be able to. Okay, but what other bills did you create outside of giving your tithe? That's great, you give your tithes, but what type of house did you choose to live in? What type of car did you choose to drive? What type of student loans did you choose to get? What type of credit cards with the interest rate did you choose to get? What type of DoorDash did you choose to get? All of these things are a determining factor of should you do something, not, well, I give my tithe, so I should be able to. You got all these other factors. If you have a far commute, you drive an hour or two back and forth to work every day, that's a lot of gas. That gas might need to determine if you whether or not you should be able to. But see, people make poor financial decisions and they use their tithes. Okay, well, I give my tithes, so as a reward, I get to just be financially irresponsible because I gave God his part. So I'm going to be financially irresponsible with the rest because it's mine and I'm grown and I gave my tithes. So whatever I do ain't past the business anyway. That is the mindset people think, and that religious lie is why you are trapped.
That's why you need somebody in your financial business.
Then that's why you're still broke.
That's why you're still broke.
You have to stop using your giving as an excuse to be a poor steward, as an excuse not to check your statements. Even if you spent the money, at least know what happened to it. I don't know where that $200-300. Go look at your statement and find out where it went.
Come on.
That might help you eliminate that problem.
I remember that reminds me of something too. I heard a man of God say one time how God had promised him, I think, a certain amount of $1 million in his ministry, right?
Yeah, $1 million increase.
$1 million in his ministry, right? And he looked around, and according to him, he never got it, right? He never got it. But then, near the end of that year, he was like, okay, Lord, you promised me $1 million. I never got it, blah, 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 blah. But then God said, look at all of what has come through your ministry. And it was and it was equivalent to over $1 million.
It was the increase. The increase from each month added up to over $1 million.
Yeah.
But because it didn't come in one lump sum, they missed it. They had just been spending more because they was getting more in.
And see, that's the trick. That's the trick right there. Just because you get more don't mean you should spend more. Matter of fact, the more you get, sometimes especially the beginning, you need to become even more simplistic or remain simplistic the way that you are. Baby, give me $1 million. I'll show you what to do with it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna sit my black behind right in this house. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Bless God. And give me $1 million. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna invest half of that. Half of it. Okay. And I know some minds that know about investments, okay, that have very successful investments. So first thing I'm doing is after I give my tithes and my offering, okay, then I'm going to invest half. Give me $1 million. I'll show you what to do with it real quick. I'm gonna invest half and I'm gonna sit on that investment. Bless God. Yes, I am. I'm not, listen, give me $1 million. I'm not going out and buy, I'm not trying to go out and buy a mansion. Okay. I'm not trying to go out and buy a mansion. I'm not gonna go and buy me a Benz. Glory to God. I'm going to take half of that investment after tithes and offering. I'm going to take half of that take half of that money and invest it. Okay, I need consultation about this money. See, some of y'all, you need consultation about your money. Okay, because see, you just splurge. Okay, give y'all $1 million. Y'all gonna buy the Gucci store, and we love Gucci. Okay, my wife. I bless my wife real good. We love Gucci. Bless God. I like Gucci. I love Burberry. I love it. Okay, I'm trying to build up my little collection. All right. But a lot of y'all would buy out the whole Burberry store. Being silly. You understand what I'm saying? Can God trust you with a lump sum of money? Some of you, God want to position somebody right now to put $1 million in your hand because they can. God want to position you right now. You've prayed, you've sowed, and now your harvest is here, but you a poor steward.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, there's somebody right now waiting to write the check to fund your vision.
Mm.
But you can't even maintain the little that you have. If you cannot maintain the little that you have, then guess what? You're not going to maintain the increase.
Right.
Huh? Believe me, give me $1 million. I'll show you what to do with it. Okay? And anybody out there want to give me $1 million, bless God, I will show you what to do with it.
But in the meantime, what you do have, you need to get somebody to show you what to do with it if you're not sure. And I think for some people, I don't know. You just, some people just, oh, well, I'm in this mind. It's okay to ask. Listen, if you don't want nobody to know that you don't know what you're doing, get a book. Get a book. Get a podcast, go on YouTube. I get it, because some people get to this embarrassed place, which I get. If you don't want nobody to know you don't know what you're doing, go look on the internet. Go get a book. Find at least begin to feed yourself the knowledge that you need. And if you're too embarrassed to say something about it.
But see, your ability, your lack of ability to maintain should be embarrassing. Their lack of ability to maintain.
Well, some of them just now feeling this embarrassment while they listening. So
yeah,
it's got to sink in.
Like
it's got to resonate.
Yes, the pride. Like you're not going to become wealthier unless you really learn to surround yourself with wealthier people, or people that have that mindset, or you glean from the materials of wealthier people. You're going to have to listen to another voice outside of yourself. And God. Yeah, that's right. I said it, because see, God gives you mentorship. You know, I've heard people say, you know, well, you know, what I learned from business, I've learned from God. Somebody had a nerve to tell me that one day. You know, everything I know about business, God told me. God told me. But you don't own a legitimate business. Okay, y'all robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, and you got to beg for donations all the time in order to get the simplest things done in your life. Okay, you know nothing about business. You know nothing about business. Come on here. So that's pride, when people don't want to listen to nobody. You know, because you know some people, they're gonna have to get in your stuff. They're gonna get in your stuff so that they can know how to properly help you. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's not enough just to have stuff coming in. What do you have set aside that's working for you? Because we shouldn't be working for money. Our money should be working for us. Let me say that again. Our money should be working for us. And there's plenty of ways out here for our money to start working for us. But somebody gonna have to help you in that. You know, let's say they give you a handout, which you know, I'm not, most people don't give handouts. But what if somebody give a handout? They still gonna have to help you make sure you running that right. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know they want to make sure their investment good, even if they don't expect nothing in return. People who invest in you, even if they don't expect nothing in return, they still want to make good on their investment. In other words, some people, all they ask is that you progress. You take what I have and multiply. You know, I look at the scriptures where Jesus gave the parables. One of them was the parable of the talents. The other one was the parable of the minas. But in both of these parables, he gave his servants a certain amount of money. God, this is good. He gave his servants a certain amount of money, and he went away for a while. You know, but then when he came back, he expected a report on their increase.
Right.
And the ones that did nothing with the money, or did not make increase with their money, he called them wicked servants. See what you do with your 90 determines whether or not God deems you wicked. What are you doing with the money that you have? Or if someone invests in you and say, hey, I'm going to initially put up this amount of money, but I expect this time next year, I expect you to double my investment in you. And it's something about doubling, because each of the ones that profited the Lord, he had gave them, they doubled what they received.
The other two doubled.
The other two doubled, and then the other one, didn't do anything.
He buried it.
He buried it, and he ended up being cast into hell. That should tell you something. So, so, so you should be able to double either what you have or double what has been given to you. I challenge you. I challenge you. Look at where you are. I don't care if you're in the lowest of the low.
Come on.
Look at where you are right now. You should be able to increase and double by this time next year. And if you're blessed and fortunate to have someone invest in you, don't waste their investment.
Come on.
Get all the wisdom that you need to double what they have given you.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And let that double shama. I'm trying to be normal up here, but I really feel the prophetic. Because this is the time and the season where God wants to double you, double honor, double harvest. God wants to double many of you. All right. But see, you can't be doubled with a singular mindset. Hear what I say? You can't just look at yourself and my forward no more. You understand? You're gonna have to expand your consciousness, expand your mind, okay, to receive the wisdom that it takes to double whatever it is that you have. I don't care where you are in life right now. You can double what you have and have more tomorrow than you had today. All right, but you gotta heed wisdom. All right, and that's why some of y'all paying your tithes and you're still broke because you missed your harvest because you don't honor people and you don't honor what they carry, or you're so busy looking at the outside that you don't see the treasure in the earthen vessel. Okay, so with that being said, don't be prideful.
Come on.
Don't be prideful. Don't allow pride to cause you to miss your harvest because you don't like something, because of your personal preference.
So the answer really to the question is, if you're paying your tithes, but you're still struggling, your finances need to be somebody else's business. So maybe they can help you point out, where you might be missing some things, where there may be some holes, where you can make some adjustments so that you can see more of the fruits of your labor left over. It needs to be somebody else's business if you want to build wealth.
Come on.
Everybody that's wealthy has some type of financial advisor or some type of financial coach in their lives.
Yeah.
Making it somebody else, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but making your finances somebody else's business could be the difference in the type of generational wealth that you're able to build and leave behind. It's not always a bad thing. Paying your tithes or giving your offering or whatever it is that you give, whatever the Lord has shared to you in obedience, that does not give you a license to just do what you want to do and not consider the next week, the next year, the next 20 or 30 years. You've got to have forward thinking and the full plan of vision of God in mind when you're making your purchases. You have any closing remarks you want to give to people?
The average millionaire has mentors. A lot of them have more than one, especially in the area of finances.
And they have a budget.
They have a budget. Just because you got it don't mean you should spend it. Now, I ain't saying be dirt cheap if you got it either, but you got to get there first.
Yeah, we're not separating toilet paper rolls.
No, I ain't separating toilet paper rolls.
You ever seen that show where the guy that was talking about how he became a millionaire by being frugal? He took the toilet roll and was separating it.
That's
and
miserable.
He was taking look. He was taking the fast food ketchup packets and squeezing them in the bottle.
I ain't doing that. That's too much. I'm not doing that. That's bondage. That's not God's way. All right. Now, some people too frugal. Now, I
told God, if I got to get wealth by being that cheap, I don't want it.
Because God is a God of quality too.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to be a multi-billionaire and I stay in a $25,000 house. Okay, it got at least be $100,000. I need some space.
Yes.
Bless God, I need space for me and mine. But anyway, so I would say this, Uh, get you a wise financial mentor, and sometimes you need more than one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, especially if your hands is in a number of different things. You need more than one.
Mm-hmm.
You need more than one. Okay, and it's okay. And I'm talking about business wise now. Okay, you talking about more than one pastor. Okay, I'm talking business. You need more than one financial mentor in your life, and just know that God's promises are true. You sow, you will reap, but be care. Pay attention to how you reap. Pay attention to how you reap, because some of y'all missing your harvest because you're missing opportunities, or you're overlooking people that can be a real blessing to you. That's my closing remarks.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us on this episode of the F3 podcast. Make sure you share this with somebody that you
Yes.
know this would definitely be a blessing to. And make sure that you subscribe and you like and you hit that notification button so you can stay in the loop. Until next time. And definitely look, if you have a show topic, if you've got an idea,
Yes.
make sure you click that link to send us a message, send us a voice message, let us know your name, where you're from, and whatever question you have or whatever show topic suggestion you have. And who knows, you might end up here on the next episode of the F3 podcast. We might just do an episode about your topic. So until next time, goodbye.
All right.